12 men are under arrest after an undercover sting in Tacoma targeting people trying to sexually exploit children. The sting, part of an ongoing effort by authorities to get child predators out of our neighborhoods. And joining us live this morning, Pierce County Prosecutor Mark Lindquist. Great to have you here this morning.
Good morning, Bill.
What role does your office play in sting operations like this?
You know, we work with the detectives really from the beginning. We want to make sure that all the constitutional T's are crossed and all the constitutional I's are dotted so that this is done right and we can build effective cases. So
how high is the conviction rate in these type of operations?
Well, we had a previous sting operation in Pierce County a little over a year ago, and we were at 100% on that. We had 10 defendants. We've convicted 9. We got 1 more to go.
Well, that's great to hear. I mean, as a parent, we do not want these people out there. So how big of a problem is this? We were discussing this yesterday, and there was some statistic out there that it would take every man-hour for a police department to track all these people down. As a parent, that scares me to death.
Yeah, I'm a parent as you're a parent, and it is scary because the problem is big. For example, in this operation, they literally had hundreds of takers. The only ones that were arrested and prosecuted are the ones who actually showed up at the predetermined house. But they had hundreds of people express some interest in sex with children.
Now these officers, and this is, you know, if you're familiar with the show To Catch a Predator, that's exactly what's going on here. These officers go online, they pose as kids, pose as parents maybe, and they lure these creeps in. And I imagine this type of work has got to be emotionally really taxing for these officers, right?
It is, even for law enforcement officers who've worked in this field for a long time, and you can get jaded in this business, but there's nothing more affecting than crimes against children.
And what does it do to you as a prosecutor? I mean, you have to go through these documents. You have to write these up, and you have to present the case. I mean, that's got to be tough, too. I mean, to look at this and talk about what these people are doing.
Right, same thing. You're trying to approach it more as a prosecutor than as a parent, but it's hard to separate those two things. But on the other hand, there is the satisfaction of doing this and doing it right. And we really do it for 2 purposes. One is, of course, to hold the bad guys accountable. But the second purpose is to send a message. If you're out there soliciting sex from children, you're likely to land in prison.
What would you say to parents and to kids to stay away from these types of creeps?
Well, we're both parents. We were talking about the fact earlier that we could just ban our children from going on the internet altogether. But
it would be nice, but it's not realistic.
Yeah, that's not realistic. So I think what you can do is the same thing parents have always done, which is know where your children are, number 1. Number 2, monitor their online activities. Who are their friends? Who are they communicating with? And number 3, and I think this is important, open up the communication with your children so that they feel free to come tell you if they receive some obscene or suggestive come on the internet.
And if we do get that information from our child, what should we do?
Law enforcement. Report it to law enforcement.
Immediately?
Yes.
All right.
Because you can figure this isn't just happening once.
Right. Okay, Pierce County Prosecutor Mark Lindquist, great to have you as always.
Thanks, Bill.
Appreciate your time.
Appreciate it.